Hey, I just wanted to take this opportunity to become real and raw with you. Um, it's pretty early. I went and got my workout in around. Woke up around 3:30 this morning and went ahead and knocked it out. And now I'm here at the office because I figured what I wanted to talk about. Now, another tip for this week is to go after what you know. Go after it, right? And what I mean by that, if you concentrate on what it is that you're trying to do and you put in 100% of the effort, you'll be amazed at what you can do for yourself. All right, so here's an example. Let me tell you the origin story about how I got started with eFunder, right? Now, there's a lady I know named Jenna Zweigel, okay? She's the part owner of a network marketing company, and she was and still is, in ways, my mentor. So, by listening to her, she introduced me to Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor also became my mentor. Now, listening to Bob on the advice of Jenna, he told a story to me, okay? The story was called Acres of Diamonds. Now, I'm going to just give you a quick synopsis of the story, all right? Now, there was a farmer in Africa that owned a farm. And during this time, there were people going out looking for diamonds because diamonds were just being found everywhere. It just kind of reminded me like of the gold rush here in the United States where everybody was heading out west, right? So this farmer, he actually sold his farm and bought the equipment that he needed and went out in search of these diamonds. Here's the thing. He went out in search of them, but he never found any. And out of frustration, unfortunately, he got fed up and he threw himself off of a cliff and killed himself. Now, meantime, on the farm, the person he sold the land to was walking across the farm one day, walking across a meadow, and he seen a strange stone in the meadow. So as he looked, he took a closer look, and basically it was some type of a diamond in there, right? Or however that goes. So come to find out, when he brought the right people in with the right tools and everything else, they went over that land and come to find out that that land was full of diamonds. It was full of them. So here's the moral of the story that Bob was saying. A lot of times we look in so many different places to find what it is that we're looking for, to find our wealth and our riches. And a lot of times it's right here within us, you know? So he had me meditate on that. And I meditated and meditated. And then I thought about it. You know what? I've been in real estate for a very long time. I don't really want to go out here and flip any more houses. I've been there, I've done that, made good money doing it, right? I don't want to teach anymore because I've taught real estate investing to others. I actually enjoyed teaching, but then I had to dig deeper. Why don't I want to teach anymore? And so as I dug deeper, it wasn't that I didn't want to teach. It was more or less a little frustration because some of my students were successful, some students weren't. but yet they were getting the same information. So I had to dig a little bit deeper. And what was the difference? Well, a lot of the difference was those that had access to the financing seemed to be more successful than those that didn't. And what I mean by that is like, okay, if somebody had access to money and they could just go out, buy a property, to flip it, it's a natural process. They just go and they make money, right? Off of the end result. Those that didn't necessarily have the resources to do that, they had to deal more with wholesaling property, right? Which is a whole different process. And when things didn't work the way they wanted to work, they got frustrated, gave up, things like that, right? So they wasn't as successful. So then I thought about it more and more. I've always connected people with money, right? Those that came in they asked, right? And it just wasn't in my awareness at the time to charge for it, to make money with it. So as I continued to think more and more, then it came to me. And that's where my commercial mortgage brokerage was birthed. Now, what I end up doing is because I didn't know too much about the business part of it. So I had to learn. So what I ended up doing was I bought a book, paid $24 for a book. I took this book and I read it at least 3 times, right? And then I went to YouTube. I started watching videos and things like that on the business that I'm doing, right? The point I'm making is I had a concentrated effort. I was focused. I put everything else on the back burner because I wanted to learn this particular business. I wanted to get good at it. I wanted to know how to implement what it is that I'm doing, right? And that's the main thing. I implemented what I was doing. And when I implemented what I was doing, I started to get results, okay? I sought out mentors in order for me to um, get a deeper look at this, right? If you're not familiar with score.org, go visit that site, score.org, score.org. It's a great place for um, business owners, okay? You can actually even get free mentors there. It's a great opportunity to learn your craft, right? So here's what ended up happening. In the beginning, I started the company in late 2019, filed my paperwork, got my first deal under contract around October-ish, somewhere around there. I closed out the first deal, and I literally have my first closing in December. And the check is actually hanging on my wall up here. And I closed on it, and I made my first profit within the business for $2,112 in December. But then in January of 2020, I did a little over $13,000. In February of 2020, I did a little over 18,000. In March of 2020, I did a little over 20,000. And in April of 2020, like, you gotta understand here, I got $50,000 in the pipeline that I'm about to do, right? I'm crushing this business. Something I focused on. I just focused. What can stop me? Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Bob Proctor. Thank you for the focus of me learning this business. What can stop me? Wait a minute, what? A worldwide what? A worldwide pandemic? Wait a minute. No, 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 no. That can't be. Yeah, it was. Then COVID hit. That $50,000 I had in the pipeline got wiped out. Got totally wiped out. All right. Lenders started shutting down their businesses. There was nowhere to go from there, so it seemed. Everything I built up to just literally got crushed. But then I took that opportunity to learn more about the business. I learned to see who out there was actually still lending. And this is what I call to this day my COVID proof lenders. So I didn't curl up in a ball and just say, oh man, why me? I took the time to learn my craft even better, build better relationships, build a better team around me. Okay? And so now I'm proud to say that first year, even during COVID, right? My goal was to, at least make six figures in that first year, right? Even though I know six figures is a little rough, but I wanted to make it. You know what? Did a little over $98,000 that first year. Okay. Second full year, which is actually this year. This will be my second full year in business. All right. We're still in COVID, but I don't know if you can see that board behind me, but on the top of that board, it shows my numbers. And I'm looking to hit over 200,000 by the end of December. Okay? Over 200,000. The point I'm making is no matter what your craft is, no matter what your business is, if you take the time and concentrate and really focus on that goal, because don't get me wrong, during this process, I made mistakes. You know, one of my mentors, Robert Hollis, he always talks about squirrel syndrome. Squirrel, 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 right? We see the next shiny object and we go after that. We go after this. I'm so guilty of it, right? I can't tell you how many programs I done paid 10 grand here, 10 grand there, 5 grand here, 5 grand, whatever, to learn something else. And don't get me wrong, learning things is a good thing, but if it takes you off track from what your core business is, of what you're looking to try and grow, then you got to reassess. Because here's the thing: in order to truly build your company the way you want to build that company, you have to concentrate. You have to be focused. I mean, yeah, I'm a total believer of multiple streams of income. But what I've learned over the years, in order to really crush your vision of getting your business to where you want to get it to, you got to focus on that. Focus. Get yourself better. Find yourself mentors within that field. Read books within that field. Learn your craft. And when you do that, whoa, you got this. All right, this is Terrance Young with another Tuesday tip, and talk to you soon.